What's up, guys? We're back again with the Realness Launch podcast, and we got a special person on the podcast right now. We got Blissful Skins. Hey. So I know you guys seen the giveaway, but we won't be able to, actually say it right now. We're gonna do it after the podcast, so make sure you guys do not turn anywhere. And we got Reyes right here. Let's get
Let's go.
hungover and whatnot. And I was,
Yeah, say, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that right now.
hey, he still came though. That's dedication right here. No, but guys,
I know. Silent on electrolytes.
cover it because they're not sponsoring us. I'm just kidding. No, but guys, I'm so excited to be a part of this one. I mean, I know honestly, I've asked like Marissa to come on for like almost a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
She denied it. I was like, man, but you know what? It takes a lot to come out of your comfort zone. So like if you're so like quiet and then you're now stepping out of your comfort zone, right?
Well, that's pretty good, but damn, a year? That's crazy. So what made you like finally say yes
Oh,
to come on to the podcast?
Honestly, I was just figuring myself out still. My business was still so new. I was an amateur when I started. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I wanted to work for myself, and it was taking a minute. So for me to get on a podcast after my business just opening up, I was like, what am I going to talk about?
Oh, so you were very
learning. Yeah.
Okay.
So there is that, and then obviously just like coming out of my shell.
Coming out of your shell.
I don't like all the attention like that, but I want my business to get attention.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
And then again, really quick, just let everybody know what do you do for your business name?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'm Blissful Skin. Well, my business is Blissful Skin.
That's her name, guys.
Yeah, so I specialize in acne. I am an acne specialist. I'm certified with Face Reality. So I do skin correction. I do microneedling, chemical pills. I also do the relaxing facials. I do full body waxing. So any type of waxing you need, I got you.
Define the waxing that we need.
Oh, that's
So you know what, guys? Hey, plug it in.
You need a Brazilian wax
Hey, I'm about to.
hey, for real, for the pool parties, they need to get waxed for the pool parties.
Robert,
Summertime.
we got a book, Robert. Yeah, let's go together.
I'm good. I don't want any waxing.
Disclosure: I do not do menzillions.
Damn.
That's what you were going for. You were asking for that.
Damn.
But hey, let's say you get a client that's willing to pay you. Would you do it though?
Ooh.
She's like, I don't know, it's my business. Nah.
We'd have to, I don't know. That'd take me a while to, I mean, it took me a year to say yes to you. So.
No, for real. She ain't lying.
But currently right now, you don't get any demands for that? People asking?
I do, but it's uncomfortable. They're normally asking and like it's not like they're really just looking for manzillion. They're like, can I show you a picture? Can I send this to you? It's awkward.
Oh, damn.
So a lot of times I'm like posting like, hey, like I do not give manzillions. Do not ask me if you need a manzillion.
That is crazy too. That is crazy.
That word till now.
I don't have intentions. I'm good. I'm good.
You just never know what happens. Yeah.
But if it was a female, would you do it or no?
What do you mean?
Like, you're talking about more like men or females that'd be sending you pictures?
No, females. Like
She does.
I do Brazilians all day. I like giving Brazilians. It's cool. It's fun. But manzillions, like to wax a man,
No, she said no. She's out.
Nah, I know that.
I'm sorry. I can't. It's just me in my little room. I can't. I'm sorry.
You need a security guard.
It's on the Renaissance podcast because she ain't lying. Like she's just in the room by herself and
no judgment. But yeah. It's a little out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you started the business. What were you doing before your business?
I was a collections agent for a really long time and going to college.
So if you guys were getting those phone calls, it was her blowing your phone.
I started 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning, I'd wake up and try to collect some cash, and
5 in the morning?
hated me. They hated me. Yeah.
You too. I'll be like, Dad, what are you calling my phone for, bro? 5 o'clock in the
But
morning.
I thought you were not allowed to start calling until after like 8 or 9.
At different time zones. So I'd start at 5 and it would be like 8 a.m. for them. We could start at 8.
That's crazy.
Call twice a day. And yeah, it wasn't fun.
This is the reason why I change the numbers all the time. No, just kidding. Okay.
Me too, though. No, but okay. So what made you? Okay, so think about it, guys. She's in a collections agency. She's calling at 5 o'clock in the morning. What made you be like, all right, like, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna start a business for Face Reality, and
Yeah, that is true. Like, what got you into like
Yeah.
Like, what made your mindset change to this career?
I was going to school. I think I was going just to GCC. I wanted to get my business degree. And then I had acne. And so I always ended up in the dermatologist's office, like
Okay.
trying to clear my acne. And I went through Accutane, and that was not fun. I was dry everywhere, like head to toe, just dry. Like the symptoms were not worth it. And then my acne came back. But before that had happened, they sent me to an esthetician and to start working on my scarring, and I was doing microdermabrasion, and I thought she was a dermatologist, so I had switched career paths to become a dermatologist. And it was long. I was going to be in school for like 9 years, and school, like,
Damn.
I love to learn, but you're learning so much that does not apply to life yet. And I was losing my mind, and I was so tired. I was working, I was going to school, and this esthetician, like, I was like, "Oh, what school did you go to? Like, what college?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well, you were in school for a really long time." And she's like, "No." She's like, "I went to esthetician school. Like, it was, you only need like 600 hours." So I was in school for 9 months, but some people are only in school for 4 months, they're doing full
There's
time,
different options.
getting it out of the way.
Right.
Yeah. So as soon as she told me that, I asked her where she went, and I enrolled like the next month. I
Damn.
was
So she wasn't
ready.
playing no games. She said 9 months, 4 years. She's like, I'm gonna roll right now 600 hours.
Yeah.
So right after you finished your school and your hours, did you started like working from home, or did you actually went straight to the business?
So I graduated in 2019. It was like November of 2019, and COVID started shortly after that. So you have to take your state boards, and I had applied for it, and COVID had pushed everything back because they didn't really know. There are a lot of girls in one room taking this test. So we had to wear masks and whatnot. I remember it was really hot. Like, we were in there for like 3 hours. And
damn.
yeah, so they had pushed my test date back. So I actually didn't get my license, like my official license, until I think it was like 2021 maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, it took a while. I don't know. I might have the dates wrong. But so I just started taking family members and friends in at first.
Kind of like get used to the grind.
Yeah,
Okay.
with aesthetic, like with yeah, as an esthetician, you're not allowed to work in your home. Like, if they find out, like, you can lose your license. So I was scared. I was sweating. So I just took my family in, and like really close friends of friends.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay. So you were trying to like kind of slowly, get used to it, kind of build your clientele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so scared to lose the technique. So I was just taking people in while I could. And then in I think it was February of 2021. Yeah, that's when I started working for a friend. She ended up getting her own studio, and there were a few days where she wasn't going to be able to work, and she's like, "You can work with me." So I started working with her first in Happy Valley, and that was really cool. I actually learned a lot from her. Like, that's how
You want to shout her out?
Yeah, her name's Aubrey.
Shout out to you, Aubrey.
Yeah. Yeah, Arrow Waxing.
Waxing. All right, we'll put it in
she's
the
cool.
description.
She's doing laser right now.
Oh,
so-
okay.
Yeah, she switched over to just like laser treatments and waxing.
Damn,
but
she's lasers. Yeah, that's dope.
no, that was cool. It was a really good experience to just kind of dip my toes into everything.
Damn.
And, like, I don't think I would have had the knowledge to, like, I at least had some knowledge when I started my business. Like, I was still an amateur, but I at least knew how to work like the booking system, like Vagaro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you were trying to like get into slowly kind of learn your way. And, obviously when you're barely coming out of, just getting, you went to esthetician school, but also you just thought about how can I learn something, so fast, at least like dip your toes into it. Right. Because when you're learning, obviously, how I see it is like, you got to start somewhere. So even with you went with this girl at the laser school, and obviously, look at you now, you have a big business. I mean, don't you have like a 5-point star rating if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
You count them reviews.
I appreciate all my clients.
shout
I
out
have
to
the best reviews. Yeah, so I appreciate all of you.
Man, no, my friend actually, hi Miss, you want to go see her, and actually she loved, I mean, honestly, to me, it really does matter on the customer service. Even like as for men, like, with barbers, if that barber doesn't acknowledge you or doesn't make you feel good, it makes you want to leave. Like, all right, like,
See, that's why I have my own personal barber. I have one with me around all the time, so whenever I need anything, he cuts me up wherever.
It really does.
And he's ready. No, he's ready. And shout out Yeah, shout out to Hustling Fades. You know, anybody needs him, we'll put his business page on the link as well.
Yeah, no, but it really does matter. Like with our when I read her reviews, it always says that she's so kind, welcoming. Like people have to understand that reviews really do go a long way. But also, like I remember me and Robert went to go get a haircut. They didn't even acknowledge us. We were just sitting in the back, like that type of stuff. You know, you wouldn't want to.
No, yeah, she was hyping him up. She's like, "Oh, let's go to this place. It's pretty good." And I'm like, I'm very iffy about it. And I was like, "All right, fuck it, I'm gonna give it a shot." We get there, they don't greet you. Everybody's doing their own thing, and it was like a little bit weird. You know, other walls were like all black, so the vibe was like so sunny out. You go in there, it was just all dark.
Is it quiet too?
It was a little bit quiet, actually. Yeah, it was quiet. They were just awkward. They didn't acknowledge us. I just looked at her. I'm like, "Where the fuck did you bring me to?"
No, because I honestly thought like it was just like a Saturday too. So I mean,
And then not only that, I don't know, but I don't want to look at it because I'm gonna leave one. No, I'm just kidding. No, because like that's what I do. You know, like with businesses, I like to look at the reviews and stars.
Always look at reviews. I ain't gonna go if the reviews suck. I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's not being a Karen, so don't come at us.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
it's because we work hard for our money. You know what I mean? So for the end of the day, for us to like get shitty service and stuff.
and her reviews really do show that she's really kind. She takes her time with people. You know, obviously, I would not spend my business somewhere if they didn't acknowledge me, if they didn't take their time with me, if they made me feel uncomfortable. Like she does what she needs to do to earn those reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and at the end of the day, like you said, like they weren't. I don't know, like it was just like an awkward atmosphere, and you're with them for what, like 45 minutes.
Facts.
Yeah, it makes a difference. That's 45 minutes of your day, and you want
Facts.
to make sure you enjoy that time.
But low-key though, sometimes I honestly like like they say that there's different things, like kind of like if you're a talker or a quiet person.
Facts.
I'd like to go cut my hair, but honestly, I just want to be quiet. Some barbers talk too much. I ain't gonna lie. They be asking you so much questions.
I'm gonna tag you right now. Be like, you think I talk too much, bro?
No, not my barber. My barber, I just tell him to shut up and he'll put me up, right?
Gets it.
Yeah, he gets it. You know, other barbers, I mean, they just want to be talkative.
Yeah.
Like they'll know if you're quiet, and don't want to
They
talk.
want to
And
earn that tip.
they want to talk.
Hey, but they want to earn that tip. I can see it from a business side
Yeah.
too, because they're like,
Yeah.
if I talk to him and make him feel good,
I don't know. You got to read the room.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they're talking to me, I'm gonna keep talking. As soon as they get quiet, I get quiet.
Oh man, no, that's what I'm
Gotta
saying.
read
Like
the room.
to give good business, you have to have good customer service. That's like a big thing, and not a lot of people have that nowadays. I'm sure you guys know, but it's good that even seeing I saw her reviews because I did my research. I see it. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, like Marissa's out here, killing the game. She's nice. She's kind. She gives people that one-on-one attention that they're looking for. Because I see it as okay, you're coming to get a facial. You're doing some type of self-care for yourself. You never know if that client before you just had like depression or they were
What they're
going through
going
some
through.
type of like things at home. We don't know what people are going through. Like even me, like I could be sitting with you and you don't even know what I'm going through, or you either, or Robert either. So it's like you never know what people are going through, so you just have to be kind no matter where you are.
Just right now, you guys know what I'm going through right now.
He's hungover. That's not even a freaking mental health thing.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But even with Marissa, coming out from acne, because I freak out with pimples. Robert, do you?
Do you bring?
I'm gonna do it. I don't really care. I would like if it depends. If it's ready to pop, I'll just pop it.
No, but I mean, I do, and I can imagine your mental health. Tell me, how is your mental health when you were dealing with all that acne, going to all those dermatologists? I mean, did you feel like there was no hope?
Absolutely. It was hard. I mean, I got my first pimple when I was 11. I woke up in the
Damn.
morning like, did a fucking ant bite me? Like, I didn't
Oh,
understand what happened. I was like,
fucking ant.
what is this?
Uh-huh.
And like, I went to school with it and I'm looking around. I'm like, no one else has this. And then like, they just kind of kept coming and they would come like one at a time. And then I'd get the angry ones, the hormonal ones, like on my chin. And honestly,
Yeah.
you're a guy, but like as soon as like I got like my first cycle, like, yeah.
You were just like,
I like it just started. They started coming in.
did you break down and cry?
It was embarrassing. Like no,
So-
like
Yeah, 'cause she's in
most
school.
people didn't have it. A lot of people who had it like was maybe on their forehead from like bangs and like we're in gym class for sweating. Mine were always like down here. Like I'd get like a fat one on my nose. So there's times where like I would smile and it would pop. And I'm like having to like go to the restroom and like, yeah, because I'd get the angry ones. They were cystic and those ones take like 2-3 weeks to finally come up. Like I use products now that accelerate that process, but yeah, it was rough.
Man,
That's crazy.
I mean, she's in school too. kids can be cruel in school.
Yeah.
They're probably fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it's sad that you had to go through that, but at the same time, it made
Yeah.
you stronger.
Yeah.
Because then now you were trying so hard to beat the acne.
Well, think about it. Now she's even talking about it.
Yeah.
Like back then,
That's
you
your
probably
chest
wouldn't see yourself
Mhm.
now talking about it. You know?
Sometimes I wouldn't want to take pictures because I'm like, I don't want to remember myself having like acne like that. I carried around my concealer every class period. I'd reapply more. And I just wanted to hide it. It was hard.
Oh my
And I think a lot of people didn't even really see it. It was like, it's me, you're so much harder on yourself than everyone else is on you. Like at the end of the day, I'm like one person out of like how many? Like nobody cared, but you look in the mirror and you see it. It's hard.
Yeah, no, yeah. How did you kind of, I mean, there's days where, obviously you're dealing with it. You're trying so hard to find the right dermatologist. How did you, I would say, what kind of positive self-talk were you telling yourself? Like, I'm going to find the way. I'm not going to always have this. Because, I mean, I imagine, your positive self-talk, but also you're your own worst critic. So I can imagine those two battling each other. How did you realize, okay, I got to stop talking to myself badly and start, loving myself more?
Yeah.
What kind of brought you out of that?
That was hard. I think just doing things that distracted myself honestly from it to where like you could be present. Like I don't know, just hanging out with friends and like I was playing sports at the time when I was like in high school too. I was in dance. I loved that. Just hanging out, like my family's really supportive. So that helped. But honestly, I would get lost in research. Like I was just constantly trying to
You were
find
researching, man.
Yeah.
She was playing no game. She's like, I'm gonna find the cure no matter what. Damn. That's how you know. Like, and also you say you don't want to take pictures. How would your how would your family feel about that? Like, you want to take a picture? And you say no, and they'll understand, or would they be?
Because I would like when I would see the picture, I would like want to cry. Like I'd want to break down crying because I'm like,
That's crazy.
That's all I would see.
You see, you're being so hard on yourself.
But can you imagine, like, you remember being a teenager and just,
no.
I mean, even then, like, so I went through like my cycle of like Accutane, and that helped clear it up for 1 year exactly, and then it all came back. And when it came back with a fury, and so I had to find out like what worked for me again. And honestly, like I ended up getting on birth control. That helped, and then I want kids. Like I want
Well,
kids.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Really, being on birth control?
Yeah, birth control because it balances out your hormones.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I want kids, and so I ended up getting off of it, and everything came back. And now I'm 27 now. I'm still breaking out because I got off of my birth control, and now my hormones, like I think it was like 9 months later, my acne sparked again. So like even now I'm still like working on balancing it. Like I have one like right here. I woke up with it yesterday, but they're gonna come.
Yeah.
I go through like my seasons of good skin, and and I
right.
still have to give myself those little pep talks sometimes.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I think it's important to have that positive self-talk. I mean, Robert, obviously we're human. We kind of beat ourselves up like, man, I don't look good today. There's something wrong with me. But, we have to challenge that because I feel like that's when we get so lost into a spiral. What do you think about that, Robert?
No, I mean it's true because if you're telling yourself, "Oh, I don't like the way I look,"
Yeah.
so you're feeding yourself negative energy to your brain and yourself. So you're gonna be like, "Oh, damn, am I ugly to everybody else? Like, if everybody's judging me." But in reality, like honestly, I can't. That to me is not even noticeable.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't tell me, I would not realize you had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we're our worst critics.
That's
so.
exactly.
yeah, yeah. No, it is. It is.
Yeah. Even me, like I beat myself up sometimes. I mean, I'm human. Sometimes I think, I could be insecure, but at the same time, you just kind of have to catch those thoughts and change them.
Because it's like if you tell yourself, "Oh, I'm lazy. Or I don't want to do this,"
Yeah.
then you're actually gonna become that.
You're
No, it's
manifesting
true.
it.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I look at it and I'm like, it's gonna be gone. Like it's gonna
You
be
just
gone.
kept
like
saying that.
it
believing
doesn't. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it doesn't change who I am. Like it's a pimple. And two, like if I'm over here preaching this to my clients, like oh, like you're still beautiful. Like I need to believe that myself. So,
Yes.
like,
Mhm.
that's
You say that to people, like you say, man, you're so beautiful.
yeah. Like I don't know.
I don't know who needs to hear that though. Sometimes people really need to hear that kindness, and I feel like a lot of people in this world could be so cold world, but like at the same time, we have to remember like everybody, we have to remain nice to people. But I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, it's just like we get so lost in our daily lives that we forget that we're also human.
But honestly, if I had, you know what? It's crazy though. Now that I think about it, it's probably because we're out of high school and school and all that. But from what I'm thinking now, I haven't seen nobody be mean to any other human, like any other person. As much when we're like in kids in high school, we see that daily.
Like I don't really there aren't really bullies anymore.
Yeah.
Unless they're still in school, you know. But other than that, like I have not seen any
I mean, some
adults.
people never grow the hell up at the same time.
True, and I'm
Yeah, you could be like 30 years old and still have that
Yeah.
mentality, you know what I'm
Actually, I
saying?
could take it back. I know I should. They too.
Hey, we're all thinking about it. We're like,
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can't, obviously control them. All we can control is our reactions to them and what we need to do to maintain boundaries. Obviously, people can be toxic, but it's like, what are we doing? How can we make sure that we're with positive circle, people who make you feel good? Because honestly, the value of time, right?
Yes.
If we are with people who make us feel like shit, make us feel low about ourselves, and just don't make us, feel good about ourselves, that means that's our cue for us to leave. Because why would you're getting older, right? So why the hell would you want to put yourself with toxicity? I wouldn't.
I know, and as the older we get, the pickier we get with who we surround ourselves with, because it's
That's
like
good.
you said, like that's so true.
That is true. That's why, like, going back to my number being changed, I actually change my number every like 2-3 months, because and no, for real, like in this industry, no, because well once my number got leaked on TikTok. I remember that was the recent one, so I had to change it for that. But other than that, is like, and especially like in the industry that we are in, with the everything that we have going on, especially with the hosting and clubbing and promoting all that. A lot of people also want to have your number just to like think, oh, want to get good deals, but and then they want to be your friends, fake friends, just to get stuff out of you. So what I do, I kind of cleanse myself every now and then, give my number just to certain people who I really like and fuck with in my circle,
Yeah, you
and then just my family and a few honestly have my number right now.
Facts.
That's how I see it, because like again, you hang around with all these people that are negative, you're gonna be pretty much become a negative person.
Yeah, you are who you surround yourself with. Like, I mean, what do you think about that, Marissa? Like, you are who you surround yourself with.
No, 100%. I feel like that's where like the negative thoughts come from too. Like I have such a great support system. Like my friend group, like we've all been friends for like almost like a decade now, and they're so great. Like we're all really positive. My family is great. I'm very picky about who I surround myself with now, because it does affect me.
Yeah.
Like like you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's tough. Like especially like with what you're saying. Like I'm sure there are a lot of people who message you just to like, oh, like, can I get a table? Like, can you get me in
For free? Can you give me? Yeah, like even like last night, like it's crazy because I'm over here with the banda, getting with the crowd and everything, and my phone being blowing up. They're like, oh, cause they got all the counselor, and they're like, hey, I'm at the door. Can you get me in? Can you get me in? And blowing up my phone, and I'm like, looking at it, ignoring them. I'm like, I'm working, like, and I didn't give no shit about them, and then they get mad at me because I didn't let them in.
Right.
So that's the reason why I keep to myself too. Like, what we're all saying.
Because you want genuine relationships. I think that's so important.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Well, nowadays, what I want is loyal people.
Facts.
Not people that go behind your back and talk, bring you down and wait for your downfall.
No, absolutely.
Because as soon as like they see you going up, they want to see you down.
Yeah, no, honestly, coming back from that, Robert's known me for a long time. Like, he knows the person that I am. Like, he's seen a lot of things of me. But it's like,
vice versa. Like with her, I could like be real with her, get mad at her. We could like have an argument, not talk for a couple minutes, an hour, but we actually go back where we're at.
Yeah, and Robert knows like the person that I am. Like, he just knows like how I am, and also just more of like our friendship, and just he's seen like the person I am. I'm really genuine. I'm very kind. I was there for him as well, a long time ago as well.
Yeah, because I remember I was the one actually to reach out to her.
He did out of nowhere. Like,
out of nowhere.
I'm out of high school.
But then again, I think I remember her being one of my neighbor, like in Emerald, because I don't know if you actually lived in Emerald.
I did live in Emerald.
So I remember like how like, hey, she looked like familiar, So I hit her up, and then I was going through a hardship stuff with my ex-wife and my divorce and all that. So I didn't have, and I'm a guy, so I don't open up. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. It's hard for me to open up. But I don't know. I was just something to somebody to reach out to her. She responded, and then that same day or the next day, she took me to Barnes and Noble. Without like, yeah,
like a heart to heart at Barnes and Noble.
We just know.
Hey! I love to read.
No, yeah, and like that's what I like it too.
Help. But he was going through a hard time, and I'm not a person. I'm a really person where it's like, fuck. Like, I was really a person where I wanted to heal people, but then I got older and also realized, you can only do so much. People have to heal themselves. You can only do so much for a person, But also, as I wanted to like kind of be there for him, but also kind of, he was going through a hard time. Mind you, I'm out of high school. I'm like, I haven't talked to this guy in a long time since high school, but I still responded. Why? Because you just, like I said, bro, I'm not that person to turn down somebody who's going through a hard time.
You never know who's hurting and who needs it. Like, who knows if he reached out to like 10 others and you're the one person who answered.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to say no.
Like, no.
He's like.
But you know what's crazy though? Talking about that, like reaching out to certain people. This is like a little just off the topic. Well, not really. I remember at the time I was me and my wife and a couple of friends were gonna go eat here by Thunderbird, and then out of nowhere I get a phone call from a random person,
Uh-huh.
and I normally don't answer,
Yep.
but it was somebody that actually was thinking about like committing suicide. So he actually like talked to me. He was like, I don't know, I'm just calling random numbers, and I was just talking to him.
Oh, this was a random guy.
It was a random guy called called me
That's exactly how I am.
like for real, and he was like breaking down and telling me talking to me, and I was like, damn. So I let everybody go inside. I didn't even eat. I stayed in my car for like an hour talking to the dude. You
That's
know.
so kind. You could have easily put
And
the
I still
phone
no,
down.
we still in contact. We don't hang out. We're not friends like that. But he still reaches out. I reach out. You know, checking up on him. But it's crazy because in my head, actually I had a friend in the on the backseat was like talk shit to him or just tell him to go kill himself. And I'm like, that's crazy, dude. Imagine that. Imagine someone else picked up the phone and told him, hey, just jump off or do whatever. You know, he could have been like, all right, that's giving me a sign that this world is cruel.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
No.
That's why like I really fuck with mental health and
Same here.
nothing but positive vibes only.
Yeah.
Like I'm good at reading people. If I get a bad vibe, I distance myself.
Robert was with me when we were first filming the Zola studio. Was so small with a table. I was actually like I was so dedicated with the podcast. Even like a couple years later, Robert hits me up this year and he's like, "Hey, like I'm glad this happened for you with your podcast because honestly, this podcast is about mental health, but it's about being real, authentic, and true to yourself. Because the one thing people don't want to be is authentic. That's like the one thing people can't be is authentic. It's like this world judges us so much that we can't be who we are.
Not only that,
There's a
people
lot of
also
pressure.
put up. They have a mask. You know, around other people, they be certain ways, and behind doors, are certain ways.
Facts, facts. And that's the thing, though. I think that's kind of sad. You can't be who you are because what people are going to say about you, or you can't do this, or let's say I don't know, your parents want you to be a doctor, but you want to be a musician. It's like sometimes the pressure gets so, especially when you're getting older, no? Because like when you're in your 30s, there's so much pressure on you. Like, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? All
Yeah.
that shit keeps piling up on you, and then you're just thinking about but then there's women that don't want to have kids. I mean, it's up to people's preference, but this society is so like pressuring people. And when are you gonna get married? You don't have kids yet, especially at
It's so judgmental nowadays.
Woman.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, women, yeah. I mean, what do you think about that?
No, I can agree, and I think too. Like I don't know. Like I think maybe we've all experienced this. Like in a relationship, like you can lose yourself because you're so keen on like trying to please this other person, and all of a sudden it's like what music do I even like? Like where am I just like where like
Yeah, because you adapt to the other person and
you adapt,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah, and at some point like you leave the relationship and you're like, who am I? Like I don't even know like what I.
find yourself all over again. See your music, what you like, your taste.
It's so hard.
No, it is, but but the thing is, like, if somebody was listening to this right now, Marissa, and let's say they are this person, they just lost themselves, they're with somebody toxic, wasn't good for their mental health, and they're listening to you right now, and they're just barely listening to you, barely found out about your business, what would you tell that girl that just lost herself?
I think it's so important to just explore and to kind of give yourself time to find yourself again. Like I think it's so easy to get to like consume yourself in like partying and drinking and like just trying to like
It's an outlet. It's like a mini
yeah, it's an
temporary
outlet,
Yeah.
but it's not solving anything. And I think a lot of us have done that. I know I did that like during my
Same.
younger years. Yeah.
I mean, at the time, it's kind of like you're trying to fill a void. But then the older you get, yeah, you could get drunk, you could do all that. But then what? The next morning, you still feel that heartbreak. You still feel that pain. Nothing ever went away. It's just you're
Right.
trying to express yourself or let it out, but the void's still there.
Yeah, it's easy to run from it. I think it's really important to put yourself in an uncomfortable position and deal with like your thoughts and your feelings and really understand like what you're going through. Like I've done therapy. I still do therapy.
I
think
support therapy.
yeah, no, and I feel like I've grown so much because of it. And even all the relationships that like I say all the relationships like I've been in so many, but
That's crazy.
relationships that I have been in, like I don't regret any of them because I've learned so much by them.
Wow.
But I don't know. I think it's just important.
that.
I mean, yeah, like that's why I always tell myself like everything happens for a reason and it's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
You know.
You take that
There's
lesson.
yeah, exactly. Everything happens for a reason. Like there's no reason to dwell on it because that doesn't solve anything. That doesn't get you further. Like I don't know. I think it's so important. Like even when you're in a relationship, like still have your own time. Like still say yes to your friends.
Yes,
Like,
have a life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
still have an identity.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like I feel like, but sometimes you get so lost in it. But the thing is, you have to still have a life outside of like, or when men say you, I personally do not like to tell people what to wear. That shit would like irritate me. Like toxic goals being like, why are you wearing that? Like,
Yeah.
you her dad? When the fuck did you sign up to be your dad? Like,
Oh, but I mean,
that's
I mean,
weird.
I get that, and I'm not like that either. But there's also a limit too. You know what I mean? If you're in a relationship,
Hey, if you
like,
don't
Go
date
to
one.
your, yeah, if you're going to your grandmother's 90th
yeah, you don't have
birthday,
to go all,
Like,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
A bad bitch, don't date a bad bitch.
yeah. No,
Just say, it matters, and if she's gonna entertain it, okay, let her be for the
yeah.
streets. But I mean,
no, no, for real, that's facts.
if she entertains it, but like if she's fucking hot and she's fucking gorgeous and she has attention, she has to learn to not entertain that. If she does, back to the streets. She belongs to the streets. Like, that's how I see it. I see it more as like, because if people are gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat regardless.
Yeah,
No matter
that
what
is
you
true.
do, who you are, they still gonna cheat. Like, that's nothing you can do.
Mhm.
All we can do is be like, man, like, that was a good lesson learned. But honestly, like, the more we try to control people, the more they want to they're gonna end up leaving anyways. Because like you keep trying to control them, control them, control them. Like, people have to have their own
Mhm.
choices.
No, that's a huge point that you made. Like like I think I used to have so much anxiety. Sometimes I still have it, but like just learning that you're only in control of yourself and no one else. I think that's like
Facts.
that's such a big deal and something to just like really like soak in.
Yeah.
Because once that happens, like it's so easy to just let go. Like things will happen as they're meant to happen.
Facts.
The
No,
longer
that's
you hold on to something that's not yours, like the worse it's gonna get.
No, that is true.
Bro. And if that person does cheat, they weren't for you.
Mhm.
That's what it is. Like, you can't tell somebody, oh, you can't wear this, you can't do this. You can try to protect it all you want, but if a person's gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. Don't matter how good you are. Don't matter if you were a good person. Don't matter if you were like, fucking Mr. Nice Guy. It doesn't matter. They're still gonna cheat, and that just means that person wasn't for you. Doesn't mean that you are a bad person, because I feel like cheating is a reflection of their own character, not your character. That just means that they weren't the one.
You know what's crazy? Like last night, I seen so many couples breaking up and so many couples cheating on each other. I was like, damn.
That makes me so
Oh,
sad.
man, that's crazy. But again,
Damn.
they're not for real. Like if I could tell you the story, you would be like, damn. But it was
We're gonna we can't expose the content.
damn. I mean, okay. So long story short. Long story short, what ended up happening is that the concert and everything, we were hosting in at Ainsworth last night. Yeah, this girl just left drunk, like she was like falling and tipsy, right?
What the
And in the middle of the street too, because there's a train tracks out here in Phoenix, right outside the Footprint Center. And then this dude was just pretty much trying to take care of her. She's slapping him, pushing him, and arguing. And people are walking by. This other dude was like, "Nah, let me just take you." And so they were arguing, and she ended up just like leaving with him, with a stranger, with a random.
For the
The
street.
person who was trying to help her at first was her
Well,
boyfriend?
what it looked like, and assuming it looked like it was her partner, yeah.
And she just went with the guy.
And she just went with another guy,
She belonged to the streets.
and that's crazy.
That's what it is. Like, damn. But that just tells you that she wasn't the one. Like I said, you can't control what people do. The only thing you control is yourself and what you want. Like, if you let somebody in your life that's toxic, that's your choice. You made that decision.
I don't know,
But-
we're blocking them. That's it.
Yeah, block them. Hey, I'm a big person on cutting people off. Like, if
Yes.
you fuck up
If
my
it's needed.
purpose, my goals,
And we're kind of the same like that because like we're very big on mental health and growth and loyalty.
yeah,
That like if I barely met you and I
in my
fuck with you,
20s.
like I'm gonna have your back. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna get jumped or anything like that, I'm like if I see we're gonna lose, I'm like we're gonna lose, but at least I got your
Yeah.
back. You know.
Yeah.
But when somebody like does do me something wrong, I honestly block them. I block them out of my life. No
Yeah.
chances.
Same here.
Do
No,
you explain yourself or you just like
No,
cold turkey?
sometimes honestly I don't.
I don't
There's
know.
no reason for me to. The way I see it is like if you can't figure it out what you did on your own, and you can't see that you're pushing people away, there's something wrong with you. You know what I
get
mean?
that.
No, I don't believe in. I mean, I won't give an explanation at all. The way I see it is like, bro, we already went through so much in our 20s. Why the fuck we gonna bring toxicity? in our
Exactly.
30s?
Yeah.
It's like you already went through the 20s of the learning lessons, the fake friends, all that shit. I'm sure you can relate.
Mhm.
Why are we gonna bring that with us to our 30s? Our 30s are supposed to be peace and serenity. If you ain't like, I feel like when you're young, you're kind of attracted to toxicity, but the
Mhm.
older you get, the more you want a peaceful life. That's how I
Uh-huh.
see it.
So
It's
are you?
true.
Hold up, because she laughed when you said that. I want to say something. So are you that type of person that's attracted to that, like toxicity?
Younger. I don't know why, but I
She
was.
The toxicals.
You were in an abusive relationship, huh? Was he abusive or how or what? Like how was he toxic? No, because I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Also, what the
No. Not taking notes. I'm just
I saw you laugh.
no. Like I just saw you laugh because like that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, because a lot of females they talk. No, they talk that they don't like it.
It's sickening. It's almost like a challenge. It's
Yeah.
almost like a challenge. Like
But that means she wasn't healed. Like she wasn't
Mhm.
like when you're like attracted to that, that means that you're not healed. Either some type of family patterns or whatever. She had to
The trauma that they bring from the childhood.
like, okay, let's say like a person A grew up in a toxic household where there was always yelling and screaming. Then they meet the guy who was the same way as their father that was always toxic and screaming. It's like we are familiar with it, so then we are attracted to it. But then when you get older, right, and you start realizing, bro, like you have to unlearn all the toxicity you went through as a child, because then you're gonna, then there was always a saying where it goes, heal from what broke you as a child before the child has to heal from you.
Yeah.
Because if you're a parent and you still are broken, you're gonna break that child because you didn't decide to.
No,
heal.
that's important.
That's
being a parent, that is taking on a huge role. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like, especially being the single,
And
single father and shit.
exactly. So like that's how I see it. It's like you have to heal because then
Mhm.
let's say, oh, my father never loved me. All right, well, bro, you 30 years old. What the fuck you mean your
Yeah.
father don't love you no more?
And you know what's crazy? I had a lot of love growing up. My parents love me so much. They're almost obsessed with their kids.
Shout out to her parents.
yeah.
I know they're watching this right now.
Are you the only child?
No,
No.
there are 3 of us.
3 of you guys.
All right, shout out to all her family watching this right now. We got you. All right, what? I like to give a special shout out to
You're
parents.
hilarious. I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
They'll love it.
Yeah, no, but I think just coming out of like, different relationships and we're all young, we're all still learning.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I don't know. I think I was too young to be. I think my first relationship, I was like 16.
Yeah,
Like, what makes me laugh is like, who are we to tell someone how they should be like acting in their life and who they should be hanging out with, who they should be texting when you're 16? We're children.
You have to live and learn through it. Yeah.
I didn't have really strict parents. They let me do what I wanted, but that's good. In a way, I see it as good because like you have to let me learn. Like a woman, the dude's toxic, whatever. You have to let her go through it so she can learn from
And that's how I learn.
Yep.
That's
That's
how
how
I
I-
learn. I've always learned the hard way.
Yeah, but then you learn and you learned. Okay,
And it's like kind of going back to your business,
Mhm.
like you gotta risk it. A lot of people don't. They
Mhm.
want to do something. They want to be something, but they're not getting out of the couch. They wanted
Mhm.
easy hand. Like for example, like with
Absolutely.
you, you wanted it. You were afraid. You took the
Yeah.
risk. You're all in.
I mean, like the fear of failing, that is so scary. Like I
Tap
get
into
it.
that.
I get like
The-
why people stop in their tracks because they're like, "Ooh, I could try this, but what if it doesn't work out?" But I figure if it doesn't work out, it's because it's
It's.
not
I
meant
mean,
for
at least you learn, and you gotta find something else. So like, kind of like touching base on that. Was there like an obstacle or like a little moment that you thought about just throwing everything away and just be like,
100%. 'Cause it's
Wow.
I like you see, and I mean, and like social media is not real. They're only going to show you their highlights. I
That's
know
facts.
so many businesses where they have so many followers and their books aren't filled. And,
Yeah.
like no disrespect, but like the following is not equivalent to success, and I feel like a lot of people
Wow.
get mixed up with
no,
that.
that is true because I feel like it doesn't matter.
right.
It doesn't matter the numbers that you have. It
Mhm.
matters your fan base, your loyal people that are gonna
Uh-huh.
be there supporting you.
Engagement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have 10
Marketing.
loyal fan base or 100 fan base than
Mhm.
have freaking a million followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, there's no way you're gonna fit your million followers into your books. There's no way.
I feel like
And
go ahead.
yeah, no, and they're getting attraction, and like I mean, my goal is to have more followers. I think I'm almost gonna hit 1,000.
Oh,
I'm so
Yeah.
happy. I'm
So make sure everybody follow her on Instagram.
Instagram. Make sure you guys like hit her up, get that Brazilian wax. It's summertime.
Thank
Like
you,
let's
thank
get
you.
it.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, there is a point in time where I started and I think I said Happy Valley earlier.
Yeah.
It was in Carefree, the first one that
Carefree, okay.
when I was first working, I was still working, like building my own clientele.
Mm.
And I started with hardly anyone. I had a lot of people from high school though that I hadn't seen in years who were supporting me, and I really appreciated it.
That's pretty good.
That was a huge surprise. But there was a day, and I remember it specifically because I drove, and it was only like 20 minutes away, but I drove 20 minutes away.
Mm.
I had big gaps in my schedule where I would have like one at like 9, and then I wouldn't have another one until like 11.
Oh wow.
And then maybe I'd have one at 12, and then I wouldn't have one until 3. And I'm like, what do I do with myself? And
That kind of gives you freedom, though. I feel like freedom. Like, damn. what should
Barnes
I
and
do?
Nobles, read a book. I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
like, you're not getting paid during that free time.
Oh.
So it's like
Damn,
you're just
and
kind of
you're not
like
getting
twiddling your
paid.
thumbs, like trying to like create posts, like. And I remember going in and I think I stayed up late that night, but I still woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to my client. It was an eyebrow wax. It was like 20 minutes, and I had like a 2-hour gap afterwards. And I remember getting there, and they're like, oh, I didn't wake up to my alarm, and like
wow.
they did a no show, and I was like, okay, whatever, like it's
That's
fine.
crazy.
I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Like we'll make it
Because
happen.
she's not having that. I think the anxiety is because like you don't have that consistent paycheck where it's like 9 to 5.
Mhm.
It's like how am I gonna survive these
You
clients?
need to pay the bills.
Yeah, you gotta pay the bills. Okay,
And
okay.
you know where like even then it's like you're not like you can go negative so fast because if you're not getting clientele in, you still owe the money for the rent. Like you still have to pay for the products that you purchase. Like when you see someone who has like a service that's like $200, they're not getting $200 because there's so much more that goes
Because
into that.
that goes to your bills. Yeah.
Barber, when you tip
Yeah,
them,
and-
there's something that goes with the chair, right?
Yeah, anyone
Their
who works
equipment
for
and everything.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like yeah, there's so much more that goes into it. But I had a cancellation, and I'm like, it's fine. Went and got breakfast. I like did some, I like studied a little bit because there's always more to learn,
Yeah.
But and then I set up, and I'm waiting for my next client, and like I've been there since 9, right? It was for like a quick service that canceled. I'm waiting for my 11 a.m. And they message me and they're like, I'm not going to be able to make it. And they tell me like 20 minutes before the appointment time. So now I have 2 clients that have canceled, and now I'm like, okay, I have one more. And I was there.
So you're over here thinking they're gonna cancel on you too, huh? You're like,
It was like,
no, I'm pretty sure like I cried that day. I'm pretty
Damn,
sure I
she's like,
cried. I was
make
just
sure
like,
y'all let her know ahead of time. Down, let her
For
follow
real.
suit.
yeah, I have a 24-hour notice for a reason.
My God.
But yeah, it was hard because I was young. I think I was 22. I'm like, I'm taking a risk. Like I
It is a
thought I was just my idea in my head was I was always just gonna go to college, get my degree. Like I had this plan and I shifted, and now I'm like, what am I doing? And so yeah, so I was there for like I don't know, like 6 hours that day for like one client.
That's crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so like
God.
so there are days like that, and then there are the better days that make up for it. But like sometimes you're still gonna get a cancellation. But I have a cancellation policy now.
Damn.
For a
You should
reason
learn
because
from
of
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
But
you
you
should
are
learn.
taking deposits now as well.
I don't have deposits, but they do have a credit card that they have to have on file,
File.
so that if they don't show up, I can charge it.
I think that's the key of running a business is there's trial and error. Like you
Yeah.
gotta try something, and if it doesn't work out, you need to do
Uh-huh.
this. But you're also, I'm assuming you connected with other estheticians as well, right?
Oh yeah, like I remember like messaging them like, has this happened to you before? Like what do I do? And they're like, yeah, they're like, you're gonna have to charge them because then they're gonna do it again. And those clients, like you learn, because I was such a people pleaser. Like that's when I was going to therapy. It was I had the hardest time saying no to people. Like I would get so much anxiety. So for me, like having a client
crazy.
who canceled on me, and even though they knew the charges, I was like, I don't want to charge them. Like, what if they're
'Cause you
mad
feel-
at me?
yeah.
Like, yeah, like what if they like don't want to come back? I don't want to lose a client. Like, I felt so
What
bad.
if they're gonna review?
And then it's like, oh well, like I'm not feeling good, or my I need to pick up my daughter, or like my dog passed away, and I'm like, I don't want to charge these people. Like they're going through it now. I'm gonna take like X amount of money from their account. So that was a learning lesson.
But nowadays the way hopefully I don't sound like selfish, but the way I see it is like if you want a service and you know you're paying for it and you know you like what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if they cancel or not, I'd rather lose a client that if they cancel on me because that's like you're losing money on someone else that actually wants that service and show up.
Exactly.
So they're just holding you back. You know what I mean?
That's a great point because that's what I had to learn. And that's where like my other like esthetician friends, like they're like, you don't want those clients. Like those ones are going to be your
They're
loyal
leeches.
clients.
They're leeches and they're just holding you back. And
And it's true because those same clients that
taking
were,
money
like,
out of
running
you.
late or would forget, like, oh my gosh, I've got my appointments mixed up. It's not like that happened once. It's not like it happened twice. It happened 3 times. And then at some point, I was like, I'm sorry, like I can't continue to take you.
So
Crazy.
what did you learn in therapy from being a people pleaser?
Like the right people will stay. You don't
Mhm.
have to say yes to everything.
Dang,
Yeah, the
I
right
like
people
that
will still
one.
be there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So no, I'm a firm believer. Like I think everyone should have a therapist. Like
No,
matter
for real.
how
Even a
sane you
therapist should
think
have a
you are.
therapist.
That's crazy.
Home with them, the therapist needs a therapist.
Hell yeah, because I'm hearing about somebody divorce and then somebody doing some weird shit. It's like you need to have a therapist.
Uh-huh.
I really support you. Everybody knows I'm a big mental health advocate because one, you have to do something for your mental health. If you do nothing for your mental health and you're a grown ass man, grown ass woman, that is, obviously there's resources. And if you don't want to reach out, that's when you're going to be stuck into a spiral. You have to be able to swallow your pride and say, man, like, I'm going through it. I need help. And there's a lot of strength and vulnerability. But, society obviously sees it as, I don't want to feel weak. I don't want to feel like, I can do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we need that lifeline. And that is 100% okay.
And you know what's crazy though? Like especially like I don't know how do you guys do your best in the morning or no?
I do.
You
So,
do?
I mean, there are days where I don't, but yeah, that's like, that
No,
routine
no, no.
feels good.
Yeah, no, because like what I something that I was reading, I forgot what book it was or was it a video? I don't
I
remember.
always make your bed. I bet.
But it was like you know like just get your bed done in the morning because at the end of the day you have a bad day when you get home.
you come.
You look at your bed. I mean,
Yeah.
you that's something you already established. You know what I mean? So like it kind of helps you up. Like okay, you know, the day's not gonna be all shitty. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so with me like thinking about it, like I'm like okay, because if you get home have a shitty day, your bed's a mess, you're gonna be like oh shit, you're gonna be more like depressed.
No,
Right.
for real though. Like I feel like even anxiety, clutter causes anxiety from
Mhm.
what I've
But you
seen.
know what I
100%.
also
Big
know?
time.
Yeah, what I also noticed is the people that have a messy room too, they have a higher IQ because they know where everything's at too, so they're more creative.
Low
Mm.
key, that is true.
But then, I mean, I get it. You know, I'm a little bit OCD as well. I like to have stuff
Yeah.
clean, but sometimes I'll just have a mess and then take my daughter back and I'll
Man.
get in my grind.
Right. Yeah, our days are long. We're adults.
Um, I have not. I probably slept like for 3 hours this past weekend.
Oh shit.
So I'm like a bobblehead right now, just like keep your head up, like keep your head up. Tomorrow, I'll get some sleep tomorrow.
And let's say somebody wants to start their business. They don't, they're scared about what if I fail. What would you tell somebody right now?
I think like the hardest part is getting started. Just
Damn.
do it. Yeah, just do it. And
Just do it. She said Nike sign, just do it.
Well, because yeah, like you have to do it, cause and then also like people think like, oh, well, I need money, but I don't have money to start my business.
Mhm.
You know, but then they're going to the club, they're buying Starbucks, they're doing this.
No, that's
You know,
valid
when they
point.
could start investing that money towards their business. Like with you, I don't know, were you fortunate enough to have help to start your business, or did you do it on your own? Did you save up?
No, I did it on my own. I mean, so the collections job, that job, yeah, that job was very stressful, but it did pay well. I was a really great collections agent. They called me Mega Money or
You were
something.
getting cut.
Mega money.
That's crazy. Were you ever get cussed at, or like they would?
All the time.
Yeah.
That's why I quit. There was like and the hardest
That's
part,
crazy.
I think, because I
Mega money.
yeah, you
Shit.
asked me like what
got a
my
rap name.
breaking point was. I did not realize that like I knew I didn't really care for my job. It paid the bills. It was a
Yeah.
great company, but the job itself was hard. I remember like you have your coworkers, so like in between calls, we'd kind of like talk
Yeah.
shit in between, and like we'd joke around and laugh, and it made the day go by a little bit faster. When COVID started and I had to take my work home with me, and it was just me and the customers, it was so hard. Like
Right.
I remember there was one day where I just like broke down. I was like, I can't do this anymore because they're
My
mean. They're like, go
gosh.
f yourself, go kill yourself.
My
Like,
dad
why
does that.
would
I
you
don't
work?
care, bro.
Yeah, and you can,
I could imagine hearing him
literally-
already.
My
Yeah.
dad probably that gun. It wasn't you though. I don't think.
Maybe it was. Maybe he's the one who
Hey.
made me cry.
Yeah, imagine that would have been a small world. That would have been crazy.
Because at first you laugh about it, it was like this guy, like whatever,
Yeah.
like next call, and then the next call's the same, and then the next call's the same, and then you realize like you didn't collect much in that first.
Like
2
get a better
hours.
job.
Yeah, because it's like it's commission based. Like you have your hourly, but you want like really the
More
money
money.
comes from the
More money,
bonus.
yeah.
Money
Getting
driven.
rejected
Shit.
that many times and getting cussed out that many times, at some point it starts to sink in.
But that shows persistency. And
But
that
I feel
shows
like that kind of also helped you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you say or no in life to like get used to being rejected?
Absolutely. That I mean,
That
yeah.
does.
No, absolutely. Like I think that helped, and like just being persistent.
Yeah.
And like
That shit.
things are gonna be hard. Like you don't give up when they get hard. And I think that's something
Damn.
that my parents like taught me as well. They're like when like you like life doesn't come easy. Like even with their relationship, like they talk about it. They're like, we probably should not have been together, but we made it work. They're like, it's not easy.
It's a commitment, you
You
know.
choose
If
your
you
heart.
want it, you will be there.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
No,
That's
choose
crazy.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, no, so no, but like, yeah, no, that job, like, that was a good starting point for me. Like, thankfully, I did have money to start my company. I worked really hard for it, but I did have it. It was kind of scary because, like, I have a house, so it's like I had a mortgage. So taking that risk and like thinking, like, is this gonna pay the bills? Like that part was scary for me. But
So
Yeah.
when you started, were you also like doing the collection agency, or did you just quit?
no, I was doing both.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
In the
doing
meantime- in the meantime.
At the same time. That's fucking.
Well, yeah,
hard.
damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, it
So,
wasn't fun.
where do you see yourself? Like, what's your like ambition or your goal? Like, after all, like with your business wise.
I would really love to eventually be able to train a staff. Like I would really love to
Have a team under you.
Yeah, no, that's the goal
Good
because
shit.
like when you are self-employed, you go on vacation, you're not making any money while you're on vacation. So I need something that's like a little bit more lucrative, but also like to be able to train other people to like my craft. Like that's I love training. Like I really do. I like teaching. That's something that I would really like to do in the future. I could even see myself working at or maybe even like this is like a big shot like out there, but I could see myself maybe even opening up like
A little training class session where
Why not? Shit, the
an
world is
aesthetic
big.
school. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that because you take what you like and what you've learned and the things that maybe you think could have been worked on, and it's like I don't know to morph it into.
But
your
wouldn't you
own.
need another license to? I mean, another like, yeah, licensor. I don't know how that works. Like to
Yeah.
be able to teach and get them to be able to pass.
That's like the long haul. Like I'd have to become I think a director. I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't done too much
I
research.
see
on
it
it.
happening.
Baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah,
For,
baby
like
steps.
starting off, like I'd really like to have an employee.
But you know what? In the future, you'll be there. That you'll be like, you know what? I remember when they asked me that, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
You know.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely there's a lot more research that has to go into it, but yeah, no, I think that those would be the next
crazy.
steps.
And when you were choosing your name, Blissful Skin, what made you choose that name? Blissful, then Skin.
It took me a really long time to actually.
What
get
was
that
gonna
name.
be the name before Blissful Skin?
You probably had like millions, huh?
It was
Couple of them.
like Beauty by MJ or something. Like
Beauty by MJ.
yeah, I think it was along those lines. Yeah, it was just like I don't know, just
And then
something
I mean, that
quick.
doesn't sound bad. Beauty by MJ. I mean, it sounds catchy too.
Blissful, but you chose Blissful Skin. Why did you feel like, okay, this is the name? Like this is it.
Because when I like shifted gears, I decided I didn't want to do something necessarily for the money anymore. I really just wanted to do something that would make me happy, and blissful means happy. So that's where I got that from.
That's
So you wanted to
Mhm.
just be I feel like that's so true though. Like if you want to do something you love, because obviously when you're young, you're doing it for the money, but the older you get, you want to be able to, feel like you're not even working. That it
Mhm.
feels like, wow, I'm making a difference in this person's life. And I do see, in the fact of getting a facial or acne, you are making a difference in their lives because they could be feeling so.
well, it's self care. You know, that's what
Yeah.
people need too. Self care to feel good about themselves when they could be positive.
feel so low about yourselves, and then after they get that facial, do you notice like the before when they walk in and the after?
They're like, oh my god, my face. Thank you so much. You're magical.
Look how my action figures.
Oh my
It
gosh.
falls out.
Yeah.
So my question, you're not on TikTok yet, huh?
No, not really.
No.
I have like little things here and there, but that's not something that I like gravitate to.
Yeah.
It's really just Instagram right
I
now.
feel like I feel like you will hit it off on there and make another source of
Yeah.
income.
Yeah.
Because think about it, if you like do like tips on teaching wise, you could just be like, oh, little tips and like that, and I feel like that
That's a
will
good
also
idea.
help you grow your pages as well and your
Mhm.
business.
No, I definitely need to branch out. Like me and social media, like that wasn't something that came natural to me. Like creating reels and like creating content.
Well, actually pretty good because I was checking your page out too,
Yeah.
and I was trying to see because when she told me about you, I was like, who's this? And I was like, I didn't
Uh-huh.
know. To me, it looks like like something for women.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it, I was like, okay, she's creative. I see the ambition, I see everything.
Yeah. No, I put a lot of heart into like.
And I could
the
tell
posts.
because from the first day that I met you, I was like, okay, I could see she takes this serious. She wants to keep growing and growing.
Yeah, no, that's the goal. Like I really like right now, like I still consider myself a very baby company. Like I still have so much more to do and learn and grow.
That's a good
Yeah.
mindset, right there.
Yeah, there's still so much more to do.
That's how I see
But
things.
yeah,
Like, who knows? Probably in a week, 2 weeks from now, you'll probably be
When
already
this
there. where you're
episode launches, man, don't forget about us.
at. I know.
fun.
Okay, guys, so we are gonna do the giveaway right now. We'll take a 5-minute break so we can get everything ready, and don't go away because we're about to reveal this giveaway. I mean, if you won, congratulations, and even if you entered, we really do appreciate you. Still get booked by her, but we're gonna take a 5 and we're gonna get it ready so we can do the giveaway, and we'll be right back. What's up, guys? We're back, and we're about to announce who won the free facial by Blissful Skin.
All right, so I'm spinning the wheel, and
Who is it? Who is it? Dile.
Jessica AMDZ.
Jessica,
Okay, Jessica
AMDZ. We're
Okay.
gonna check the qualifications right now.
So you said it was Jessica, right?
Jessica, and then AMDZ.
AMDZ.
Uh-huh.
Yay!
Which one is it?
We are gonna
So
check
we're-
the qualifications.
We gotta make sure that they tag 3 people
Follow
and
the
they're
Renaissance
following
podcast.
both of the pages.
Yep.
Once we confirm, Jessica, reach out. You have 24 hours. Do not lose on this giveaway.
And we got our superstar right here, Emma. Say hi,
Say
Emma.
hi. She looks over here.
She's like, hey,
Our
yeah.
special guest star.
Our special guest star. Come on. Sit there. Come
Oh,
here.
that's right, 'cause she only has one.
Okay. Come here. No, stop. Come here. Emma, stop.
Okay, so we need to make sure she's also following you guys. Okay, she's following me.
She followed Blissful
Just
Skin.
you in the podcast.
She followed the podcast, and she.
And then let me make sure she has those comments.
So she did follow both pages.
Yeah, she is.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
Jessica AMDZ followed 2 qualifications, 1 more.
Let me make sure we got some comments in there.
What happened?
Try to see if you can find Jessica commenting on there.
Come on, siéntate. Ah, where'd you go? High five. Ah.
Okay, we have 3. Yeah,
She did tag 3 people.
Woo! Congratulations,
Okay.
Jessica.
Jessica AMDZ, you got
All right,
free
so-
facial.
Congratulations,
Get your
Jessica.
Face right, stone on them. Let's get it.
So,
Jessica.
yes.
Yay, Jessica.
So Jessica, you'll be getting a DM probably from you,
Mhm.
and then once you DM her, we'll give her 24 hours to respond.
And what we'll also do is we'll also go to the studio, see what your experience was, and we'll also post it as well.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with that.
If you're comfortable with it. But guys,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Marissa, I want to thank you so much for coming
Yes,
on
thank
the
you.
Realness Lounge.
Yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you
you.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Do you think
This
it's
has
been real
fun.
on the Realness Lounge podcast?
Absolutely.
Damn, she said absolutely. Guys,
All right,
make sure you
guys.
guys tune in, like, share, comment, share with a friend, whoever needs to see this. I'll be back again.
Thanks for
Peace.
watching. Bye.
Yay.